Hello, welcome to Madz Creates. I'm Madeline. I don't really have anything planned for this video, but I'm gonna make a scarf following Passionate Kelsey's V-Stitch scarf tutorial. I'm 100% sure you could just hear my dog walking on the floor in the background. I'm not re-recording the intro. Anyway, I have this yarn left over that my aunt gave me when I made a baby blanket for her. You can see me make that in one of the previous videos where I challenged myself to make scrunchies, but as a surprise I had to make a baby blanket in the same week. Now I have, as I said, I have this yarn. This is the Pioneer Woman acrylic yarn. It is the weight 3. She said she got it on sale for like $1.50 from Walmart. So, and then the next thing I have is this weight 3 white acrylic yarn. I did attempt to start making a rectangle granny stitch blanket with it, but I've decided that I don't want to do that anymore because it's very boring. Super boring because there's like no color changes. And look, you can see my seam. You can see the seam where I started crocheting. I think I only did chain 2s for that, not stacked single crochets. Yeah, that's why you can see it. And crazy enough, I started from a outside pole, not the center pole. So the blanket can be wrapped up like this. So I just pulled out the center right here, and I'm gonna start from there. Probably, yeah, I'm gonna wrap up a little bit of this. I'm gonna link the tutorial in the description and up here. I'll probably make some more stuff in this video too. I think it's just gonna be a random crochet vlog. Anyway, first thing I'm making is this scarf. On Prime Day a little while ago, I know I said in one of my videos that I ordered some crochet hooks. I got the sizes that I literally don't have. I have literally every single size except for these 3, but now I have these 3 sizes. 7, 8, and 9mm crochet hook. I have everything from a 0.5mm to a 10mm crochet hook now. Anywho, if I were using a worsted weight yarn, I would use an 8mm hook when I'm doubling up my yarn. Since I am using a 3 weight, I'm going to be using a 7mm hook. I also have pretty loose tension anyway, so I'm going to link her pattern in the cards and description. That have popped up somewhere by now, and I'm going to find this article of this and get started. Just a quick, super easy project, and I looked up I looked up how much yarn I would need for a certain project, like the chart thing you can look up, and it said for a scarf, for a 3 weight, you need between, I think it said you need between 300 and 500 yards, and this is almost 400 yards right here, and that's just for one scarf, so I should be able to make a nice chunky scarf with these. Yeah, let's get into it.
And now this is the base of my ice cream sandwiches, and this is the top. The next step is to mix our filling.
Here is a 2-hour check-in. It's probably, I want to say 4 feet right now. Yeah, it's about 4 foot long right now. Oh, okay, so this looks a lot bigger than it is, but it's really deflated. I still have a lot of my white left, but it is also deflated a little, but I have way more than that, or more of that. You can see very close up, it looks like crab meat. I'm probably gonna take a break right now, maybe like 15-20 minute break. Let my hands rest, stretch a little, and then I will get back to it. But let me count my rows really quick, because the first hour I got 29 rows done, including the single crochet row at the beginning, but I got way more done after that, because I just got into a groove. So I'm going to count how many rows I got done in hour 2 and compare it to hour 1. Okay, I got 64 rows done total. That's of just the V-stitches, so that would be 65. And if we're going to subtract 30 from 65, we get 35, and if we add 1 for the single crochet row, that is 36. So I got 36 rows done in the second hour, 29 rows done in the first hour. What did I say we're at? That's 65 total rows. And Kelsey said for her scarf she did 91 rows of the double crochet. So I still have at least another hour of work left to do, maybe an hour and a half, depending on how quickly I decide to crochet. So I'll be back with an update.
Really anything could be served in a coupe glass. If you don't have coupes, use any kind of serving glass. Wine glasses are fine, whatever you have is great.
Oh shoot, I didn't finish this row. Silly me. Okay, so here is the scarf so far. I literally am about to finish it. This is also hour 3 checkup 1 hour later. I have this much of the pink left. I think I'm gonna try and do one more of the V-stitch rows before I do a single crochet row, and if that doesn't work, I'll just take that row out and redo the single crochet row. But let me count how many V-stitches I have now, and I'm pretty sure it's a lot. It is a lot. It's probably, I have no clue. I have no guesses. So I'm gonna count that now. I have 96 rows of the V-stitch. So that means 97 total rows. I'd say it's only about 6 feet though, right now, which is basically perfect for a scarf. I was thinking maybe I could have done it a little wider, but I decided I don't think I really wanted to do it wider, so I went with this length. Oh, I messed up right there. Yeah, this should only take me another 15 minutes to finish, so that's gonna bring our total time to make this down to, or up to, it's gonna bring our time to 3 hours and 15 minutes to make this V-stitch scarf. First time ever making it. I definitely will probably make more of these. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be making a lot more of these. Especially since acrylic is so, it's like it traps heat because it's meant to be like wool. This is gonna be pretty warm even with all of these holes in it. So I'm just gonna finish this up super quick and then I'll be back with the finished result. Probably in the morning when there's better lighting. And then I will come up with another project to do because this video is already really short. So I'll probably just do like 2 projects.
It's not just sentimental. I do use it all the time for bread baking. It's called a bowl scraper because it's designed for scraping around the side of a bowl.
I'm pretty sure I added an extra 3 rows instead of 1, and I ended up only having this much of my pink yarn left. It's actually coral. Let's weigh it. Let's see how much it weighs. The scale is way more sensitive than this scale. This one does not do to the 0.00. It just does to the singular gram. So I have 0.7 grams of this yarn left. That is fully used up skein. Another sleeve going in the stack. I have this much of the thingy left, plus whatever I made with this. There's a lot of yarn left over. I will probably go and get some more of the 3-weight yarn just so that I can pair it up like this and make a scarf. Because this, I want to say, is probably a 6.5, maybe 7 foot scarf. Perfect. Gorgeous. It's a good sized scarf, honestly. And like I said, it took 3 hours and 15 minutes working time. Ends are weaved in, all done. Happy with this. Very happy with it. Now I gotta find something else to do. Honestly, I might just go to Walmart tomorrow and get some more yarn and make this video. How many scarves can I make in a week? Literally July. Today is July 27th. And I'm making scarves. It's the summer. Oh well. I mean, you know, you gotta stock up for the winter months. People are gonna be looking. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with some more information. With a scoop. I went to Walmart and got yarn. First up, let's get that out of here. That's too much noise. First up, we have 2 of these Mandala Lion Brand cakes. They are weight 3. I had to stand on my tippy toes and struggle for like 2 minutes in the middle of Walmart because this was all the way on the top shelf and I could barely reach it. And then halfway through I was like, well, I don't even think I really want these. So I put them both back, looked at more yarn, and then I decided that I do want them. So we're gonna make a scarf out of that. My mom found this yarn. And she's like, oh, this would make a perfect scarf for your Uncle Dave. And I was like, how much yarn is there? It's a number 5, it's bulky, and it is 328 yards, so that should be enough to make a scarf. And then I got this color. This color is called Backgammon. This one is called Crossword, and I've never tried Premier Puzzle yarns before, so I'm gonna be trying them out. They were actually really cheap. It was $5 and some change for each of these skeins of yarn. I don't think they have any patterns on the inside of the label. They might though. Anyway, so there's this color. That'll also make a really pretty scarf. And then, y'all, you probably don't know this, but I hate Red Heart Super Saver. There was one color that was so pretty they had, but it felt so terrible, so I couldn't get it. And then this felt so much better. softer. I think it's just super tightly woven right now, so it doesn't feel as soft. Why was it blinking like that? That was weird. And then I got this color that looks pretty close to it. Let me actually, this is just called Latte Stripe. This is, oh, it's 482 yards. Okay, that's perfect. So I'll be able to make 2 scarves with these right here. This color is just, it's called buff or beige. Look at that. Buff, can't pronounce that, beige. I'm gonna say chamois. I don't know what language that is. I don't know if it's French or Spanish. One thing I just noticed, this is the Super Saver Jumbo, and it looks like it's the size of a regular one. The regular one is, the regular Super Saver is 7 ounces. This one is 10 ounces. 428 yards, 364 yards. I think I should have enough for 2 scarves with both of these. I definitely should, because one of these will make a scarf. Yeah, both of these each will make their own scarf. Wait a second. This one's 283 grams. This one's 198 grams. I need 220 grams of yarn, just about 200 to 220 grams of yarn to make 1 scarf. So 200 plus 280 is 480. Okay, I definitely have enough because I need at least 440. That's 481. But did I even show you close up? These are what the 2 colors look like. Here's the Latte Stripes, plain beige. All of this yarn was 37 something after tax, so almost $40. So my struggle right now, not just my hair, which yarn do I want to use first? Do I want to use both of these skeins? Oh my goodness, that blue is showing up so vibrant. It's gorgeous. Perfect. And then these are winter colors. These are winter colors. Winter colors. Well, more fall, but what do I want to make first? Because this is going to be a Christmas gift for my uncle. I don't have to start making this for a while. This is going to be scarves that I most likely end up selling. This might be for me or my mom. Depends on if I want to make the other scarf for her that I started that is super hard and I have to pay attention to what I'm doing, and I only have about 12 inches of it done. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end up frogging all of the work that I did on that scarf and doubling it up with another yarn to make her one of the V-stitch scarves that I've been making, because all of these are going to make a V-stitch scarf. Not one singular, but each of them I'm gonna make a V-stitch scarf with. And then I still have this yarn left over. I didn't have a big enough yarn winder to wind it all on there, but I got the majority of it wound on the winder before it started to jump off and get stuck in the gears. And then I just took it off the winder and I started winding the rest of the yarn around the ball that I had already made. You know what? Just for fun, I really do love the colors of this yarn, so I am going to start with this one. This is a 5 chunky weight yarn. It says you want to use a 6mm hook with it, but I'm not looking to make something super tight, so I think I want to use an 8mm hook. I was also comparing the thickness of this, so with the 2 strands of this yarn right here, 2 of these strands is not as thick as one of these strands, but 2 of these strands is as thick as one of these strands, and I know with 2 of these strands I want to use an 8mm hook, so I'm also going to use an 8mm hook with this, but with 2 of these I use a 7mm hook. Anyway, enough of me yapping. We're gonna get started on this one. I'm pretty sure this whole thing will make a scarf, but I am not positive. It is 200 grams, so between 200 and 220 grams is usually what... Well, I've only made 1 scarf, and that's all I have to compare anything to. So that one was 220 grams. This is 200 grams. This is also 200 grams. You know what? I'm actually going to weigh it on my scale first, because sometimes a skein might be heavier than it says it is, and you have a little bit extra yarn than they say they gave you. So I'm going to weigh this first with the sleeve, and then I'm going to take the sleeve off and weigh the sleeve and subtract it, because I don't want to, because I'm not going to be able to fit the yarn onto the scale any other way than vertical like this for it to fit and be completely on the scale. It's a lot of words for me just to say I'm going to weigh my yarn and see how much I have. Okay, so I weighed this. The sleeve is 7 grams. The skein is 210, so I have 203 grams. This is the outside end. We're gonna try and find the center pole. What is that? What time is it right now? 8:30. Shut up, Siri. Nobody wants to talk to you.
I deleted your 8:30 a.m. alarm. Okay.
Well, if you press Siri and just say a time, it'll set an alarm. And then if you say, shut up, Siri, nobody wants to talk to you, she'll delete your alarm. Anyway, 8:30. I'm starting on this scarf. It should only take 3 hours to make the whole scarf. If you want to know how to find the center to your yarn perfectly every single time, you gotta get in there. Works every single time. Like, look at that. No yarn bar for nothing. I literally just got 6 to 8 feet of yarn right there. What can I say? I'm just good. Just like that. I'm built different. This is my first time using my brand new 8mm hook. Not sure why it has this printed on the back. I'm just going to take an alcohol wipe and wipe that off really quick because it's going to rub off anyway. And it has it right there, engraved into the thingy anyway. I wish I had a better background behind me while I'm crocheting, but this is not my house, not my walls. I'm not gonna be putting holes in them. I'm staying at my grandma's right now because we are currently building our house next door. Funny thing is, we've lived in our house way longer than my grandma's lived here, and anyway, we're building. We tore down our trailer. End of this year, I will have my own room decorated, new space, all me, my style. So you'll have something interesting to look at. This is my first time making a scarf with the chunky number 5. Well, it's bulky. Chunky is number 6. This is my first time making a... You can't even see it very well because it's the color of my shirt. Anyway, my gosh. Can I talk without getting sidetracked? This is my first time making a scarf with the bulky number 5 yarn. So I'm just going to make it about 10 inches wide, which is what I'm going for on all of my scarves, 10 inches wide. I don't feel like doing 12. I feel like it's a little too wide. So on my other scarf, I did 30 stitches, which was the same amount of stitches that she did in her tutorial on how to make it. And then you have one turning chain, so it's it's any multiple of 3, and then you just, yeah. So for the bulky number 5, I had to do 24 stitches instead of 30 stitches like I'm doing for the lightweight yarn, the DK weight. Not sure why it has a bunch of different names. Like, all you need is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not no lace weight, sock weight, sport weight, DK weight, worsted weight, Aran weight, chunky and bulky. There's so much going on. Also, I feel like this 8mm might be a little bit too big for this yarn, but I think it's just because I'm working into my starting chain. I think that's just the issue here. Now that I am working into my second row, it definitely feels a lot better. I'm literally obsessed with any of the tutorials that Kelsey makes. Like, besides her tops, I don't really have... If I made her tops for myself, I would just be using way too much yarn. But all of her other tutorials, like her scrunchie tutorial, her bandana tutorial, her bucket hat tutorials, her scarf tutorials, even her knitting tutorials are very helpful. Like, I did try knitting. I'll link the video. I don't like the video. I don't like knitting. If one person asks me to try knitting again, I will, but until that one person asks me, I'm not gonna try knitting again. What was I saying? Oh, her tutorials. Yeah, I just love all of her tutorials. And at one point, I watched her knitted beanie tutorial. I was like, you know what? I want to make a knitted beanie. But then I was like, you know what? I can crochet a beanie way faster. But a knitted beanie does look really good. But I could also, save up money for a Centro. Or my uncle has a 3D printer upstairs. He could make me one with all the working parts and everything. It would just take forever. And I could have an off-brand little Centro knitting machine. And I could knit my own little hat on the machine, and then, anyway, that's enough of me yapping. I'm gonna crochet. I'll check back in probably an hour. Okay, we are at our 1 hour check-in. You know what, the backlighting looks so terrible and I can barely see myself on the screen, but I know it looks okay on the screen. Anyway, I can't see myself in the thingy, so hopefully I'll look okay. This is our 1 hour check-in. I have 32 rows, and it looks like it shrunk from 10 inches to 8 inches wide. Kind of disappointed about that. Like, it was not supposed to do that. You know what? It's not even gonna matter. It's wide enough, and it's gonna be long enough that you can wrap it around at least once or twice. Probably at least twice, and still have space. But let me just... Yeah, it shrunk from 10 inches at the starting chain to 8 inches wide. Well, it's 8.5. It's fine. It won't matter. Anyway, I'll be back in another hour to show you my progress.
Without planning, I'm really sad we couldn't use those other yarns, but I am really excited for this one. So let's try this one out and see how it goes.
Okay, it's been more than an hour later, but I did not work the whole hour. This is how far we're at now. I have to go do stuff. I'm probably gonna finish this tonight, and then I'll start another one maybe in the morning. I might start it tonight. Yeah, I got stuff to do. I have to go feed an animal. Okay, my animal has been fed. Does anybody else just have a heaping spoonful of Nutella for dessert? Or heaping spoonfuls of icing or stuff like that? Like, you want something sweet, but you don't want to make anything? Oh, I just got it on my hand. It's super simple, super quick. Or even just whipped cream. Whipped cream is low calorie too, so you can have a lot of whipped cream.
Come on, God! Now you're just gonna let evil triumph? This is not a fairy tale, Jerry. Good does not always win. But you're God! You can do anything you want! Just relax and enjoy the humans beating each other up. What are they even fighting over anyways? Magic. But don't blame me. I didn't create it. Believe it or not, magic is the result of a natural scientific process.
Alright, it is like 2 something, almost 3 a.m. I'm too excited. I have to crochet. I finished the scarf. Very pretty. It kind of looks a little purplish, but it's blue, red, gray, black. I'm gonna save this for Christmas time. My next scarf that I'm going to be making is this one. I'm going to double up the colors, and they're going to be not aligned, so it's going to be a bunch of different colors going throughout. I will be trying the 7mm hook with this. Pretty sure that'll be good for it. Yeah, perfect. I have been watching Lucifer. I stopped watching literally at the end of season 5. Like mid-episode of the big fight scene. If anybody else has seen Lucifer, I don't know if that's popular anymore, but it was a while ago, and I stopped watching after like the 4th season came out. My phone's about to die soon, so I have to hurry this up. But I just watched all of the ending of the 5th season, and I cried. I was not expecting to cry like that, but I needed something to pay attention to because the crochet project is pretty mindless, so I needed something to pay attention to so I wouldn't get bored and scroll on my phone. So yeah, I'm going to charge my phone, start the scarf, and I will be back. Alright, my phone is on the charger. I pulled the center strings for the only two skeins, and the first colors are yellow and green. So we're gonna crochet, and then it switches to a bit of an orange pretty quickly after the yellow, but the green goes on for quite a while. So it's gonna be yellow and green, and then a little bit of orange and green for a while. So yeah, I'm gonna get started on this and crochet until I decide to go to bed, which is gonna be, I don't know when, sometime. Good morning. I didn't go to bed until after 4 a.m. last night. It's totally on me. I was just locked into crocheting. I am exhausted though. If my eyebrows look red, it's because I just plucked them. Now I'm looking at them in the camera. I don't know how. Like, the side's still a little thicker. They're sisters, not twins. I did get this far into the scarf last night, so after the green and orange and yellow color change, it went to orange and reddish purpley brown, and now it's more of an orangey red. I feel like that's supposed to be brown, but it's more of a red purple brown. It is 24 rows. I'm gonna finish this. It's 140. Waiting on Passionate Kelsey's video today, her vlog. She's a little late. It's okay though. Yeah, I'm just gonna watch YouTube or Netflix and crochet, and I will be back in an hour with an update on my progress. Also, right now, you can see at the top here, it's starting to turn into a brown color. This is the color. It's a little funky. Oh well, but at least that actually looks brown instead of this purple wannabe. I will be back when it changes, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be red and blue at the same time for a little bit as well. That's what it's looking like. Alright, so I've made it most of the way through my scarf. Had to stop mid-row. There's a factory knot. At least it's the right color, and it looks fine. But it was red and blue for a little bit, and then it started to turn a little orange, and now we're at yellow and blue, and then blue started to end, and now we're at yellow and gray, but there's a factory knot. It's actually pretty sturdy, so I'm just gonna trim off the fuzzies and just crochet with it. Honestly, I think the color is just gonna repeat itself, really, because I started with green and orange, and the way that it's looking, it looks like it's gonna turn orange and green at the same time. If you see right there, there's green on this one, orange on this one, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna just repeat the colors after this. I'll be back with another update probably in an hour of the color changes and how far I got. Oh yeah, this is how far I got. The stripe, it's kind of looking really stripy right here, but now it's starting to like turn less stripy. I don't know, it's weird. Alright, so it went from, I think I said, yeah, I was, in the last clip I was saying that it went from yellow and blue, and it's gonna go into orange and green, and it's gonna repeat itself. It is now orange and gray, and then it's gonna be, well, this is the lighter orange, and it goes to a darker orange. So it's gonna be the darker orange and most of the green. Then it kind of goes to a grayish color, and then blue, and then back to gray. And then it looks like it wants to be green for a little bit, but you can't really tell. That's on one of the skeins. And then the other one is gray, green, red, orange, yellow, orange. I haven't gotten very far on this since I last recorded because I was not really crocheting. That wasn't supposed to go there. Y'all messed me up. So the next color it's gonna be is orange and green, and then I will be back when it starts to turn gray, blue, and red, I think? Or it's that weird brownish red color. I guess I'll finish watching Lucifer. I paused it in the middle of another episode, just cause. And now I don't really want to watch it anymore though. I need something to focus on, or entertaining. And Kelsey didn't post a video today, so I mean, it's her boyfriend's birthday, I understand, but I just don't have anything to watch. Nothing entertaining. I mean, I guess I could go back and rewatch one of her lives that I haven't seen in a while. Or just one of the recent ones, because I forget things very quickly. But I also love her videos, and I just love the sound of her voice, you know? It's soothing, and it's like, I don't know. It's just easy on the ears. And she's pretty funny sometimes too. And I love her dogs. Especially Neji. Super cute. He just looks like a baby. Like a little dumb baby. You guys want to see one of my other cats? This is Bubbles. Fun fact. When she was just a kitten, she was locked in my room overnight with me. And she woke me up by trying to rip the braids out of my hair. Yeah, you did that. So yeah, just woke up to her biting my hair, trying to rip it off my head. So I opened my door and I let her out. And she just wanted food. She was a kitty. But she also likes to lay on your face and try and suffocate you. Not sure if she's doing it out of love or if she has an ulterior motive. She's got airplane ears right now. Are you a sleeper agent? And she just started licking me. Stop it. Stop it. So we have gotten through the green and orange section. It was gray and orange for a while. I think I already said that. Pretty cool. And then the gray slowly started to turn a little bit green before it started to turn green. And now we are at gray and green. That looks pretty cool. But this gray in the skein, you can see there's a little bit of orange in the gray, which is kind of weird, but oh well. And then in this part right here, this front part, there's a little bit of blue you can see right there, which I find a little odd. There's just, I didn't expect there to be bleeding in the yarn. Oh well, it happens. So right now we're gonna finish up the green and the gray. I think I have a little less gray than green, so it's gonna be a little green and blue for a second. And then basically the rest of this skein is blue and gray. And then this one, you have almost all the colors of the rainbow. Green, brown, purple, red, orange, yellow, orange. So it's kind of gonna, I'm not sure how it's gonna look. I feel like it's gonna look a little crazy. But I'm trusting the process, because when I first started this, I was probably 40 rows and I was like, this is not looking really good. And now that I am I have no clue how many rows. It's looking a lot better. And I think the colors towards the end are blending. Not blending, but like they go better together. They complement each other more. I'm probably... because each of those skeins were 150 grams each, which would be 300 total grams, and I do not need 300 grams of yarn to make this scarf. I did try to make it a little bit wider so that I would be able to use a little bit more yarn, and I'm not sure how well that's going to work because the first scarf that I made was 3 stitches shorter and it weighed 220 grams, which I've already said a while ago. Not shorter, but thinner. It's thinner by 3 stitches, and that is 102 rows, which is 100 rows of the V-stitch, and then the 2 rows, the first row and the last row, are single crochet. I'm gonna get back to watching Gourmet Makes, because I've already watched all of Claire Savitt's videos, so I have to go back and watch Gourmet Makes from Bon Appetit. I'm on the episode of, all these episodes are like years ago, back when Claire used to work at the test kitchen. So we're gonna make Andy's mints. I should probably give you a length update. Oh, actually on camera it looks pretty cool. Okay, it is about 5.5 feet right now, because that is how tall I am. Which means right now it might be the perfect length scarf, but I want this thing to be huge, you know? Honestly, I didn't think I was gonna like the blue and the yellow, but I actually really like how that looks together right now. Anyway, I'm just gonna fold this back up really quick, finish working. I'm probably gonna weigh the scarf right now, or in a little bit, see how much yarn I've used so far, but I'm gonna do that after it's more than 6 feet, so probably in 5 to 10 minutes when I've crocheted more. Okay, I found another factory knot, but this one was in the other skein. I weighed the scarf a little bit ago, and it was 224 grams. I'm just gonna use all of the yarn until I don't have any left, so it'll be about 300 grams. And right now we went from, I did say earlier there was going to be a little bit of a blue-green after that. There is now, it was blue and gray, blue and red, and now we're getting to gray and red, and it's going to switch to gray and orange and yellow, because there's only gray left of the second skein and orange and yellow of the other skein. So it's going to be gray and orange and yellow for the last little bit of it. I will show you the scarf when it is all finished. And I went to the store earlier and I got another skein of the Premier Puzzle yarn, the backgammon. I'm going to make a matching beanie for the scarf because my uncle's always telling me like, oh, I want you to teach me how to crochet so I can crochet a beanie. I want to make a crochet beanie. I'm just gonna make him one. 2 hours to make a beanie versus 10 plus hours to teach him to crochet. Okay, so this scarf is gonna be crazy long, but I ran out of one of the balls of yarn and I still have this much of the other. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tie on the outside of one of them, of this one, to the other one, even though it's starting to turn like that sage green color and this one is bright orange. Just gonna go with it. It'll be okay. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna take out up to the beginning of this row and try and make it like a stripe. I don't know if I want it to be a stripe or not. So I finished the scarf and I was able to get an extra about 3 rows done. It looks very orange, but it's orange and yellow. I did end up cutting it off at the thingy so that it would make like a stripe instead of just change halfway through, just so that I could get more orange and yellow instead of straight orange. I will show you guys this thing in all of its glory probably in the morning. I really do like how the blue and yellow looks. That looks really cool. Also, while I was going to fold both of my strip thingies, there was an extra one hidden inside. I think it was this one. And they're both 2 different dye lots too. I think they were made at completely different times because this one was made... Oh, okay, yeah. It shows the date of when it was made. And the color name is Groot, for anybody wondering. This is what it looks like. And now it's time to get started on the matching beanie for my uncle's scarf. And that's going to be his Christmas gift for this year. I've also planned a bunch of other Christmas gifts for my family. I think I'll make a separate video about all of the Christmas gifts that I made. I think it'll just be titled Christmas Gifts 2024. These were also 2 separate dye lots, but they are very close in number. This one is $6.37 and the other one is $6.26. Other than that, oh wait, I already told you guys that. Other than that, the other dye lot they had was like 2306 or something, 2304, something like that. Anyway, pretty on. I chose something with more red because his favorite color is, well, one of his favorite colors is red. He really likes red a lot. I think red and black, that combo, red, black, and white maybe, is what he likes the most. So anyway, I won't use this whole skein for a hat. I think I'll be able to make 2 hats, and I'll probably sell one, list one for sale, and give him one, because yeah, I think I only need, pretty sure I only need half of this to make 1 hat. But I also have to do some maths, do a little bit of math for the length and the size, because normally I make my beanies with a number 4 worsted weight yarn, and right now I'm using a bulky because I normally do about 45 stitches and 48 rows for a beanie, but I think I'll be able to do 40 to 42 stitches and I want to say 44 rows. 40 to 44 rows. Can I find the end of this yarn? I'm a little unhappy right now because I was so tired earlier that I switched the grams and the yards on my yarn and I got this far into a beanie, 30 rows, before I realized I'm not going to have enough to make 42 rows. And then I weighed my yarn again and I was like, oh, I only have 98 grams or 92 grams. And then I look at the 200 grams of yarn. I used 119 for the first hat. I'm 20 grams short, basically. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this whole thing apart, and it's gonna be a brimless beanie instead of a beanie with a brim. Because I do make them to where you can have a 2 to 3 inch brim on. But I know for sure if I take that away and I make it shorter and a brimless hat, then I have enough yarn for it. I'm not mad. Well, I am mad. I'm mad that I wasted the last 2 hours of my time, just about hour and a half. Even my gut was like, you know what, I should start the scarf. I should start a scarf today. I should start a scarf. Stop making the hat, start a scarf. I am gonna start a scarf, I'm just gonna go to bed later. Go to bed later. I have worked on this scarf for 2 hours so far this morning. Just uninterrupted, record it, because I was not feeling too happy when I woke up this morning. I got all of this progress done, with the exception of probably like 6 rows. The first 6 rows that I got done last night. I have this much yarn left. I'm gonna finish this scarf. It's only gonna take like maybe the next 30 minutes. No, it's gonna take 10 minutes. 10 to 15. Half that time. And then I will start on a scarf with, or actually no, I'm going to remake the beanie that I started last night. This, except I'm gonna make it a skull cap, and it's gonna be brimless. We're gonna do that. Yeah, that's all I have planned. Scarves. Fun. Oh, also an update on the house building. They are currently pouring the concrete for the foundation for the basement right now. We went and looked at the forums, I think yesterday, and they have 5 trucks pouring concrete down there already. I'm at the end right here. I have 1 single crochet left and I have this much yarn left, not enough to weave in. And this is after I already took out the last double crochet row and made it a little tighter, so now I'm going to take out the last 2 rows and make those tighter, because then I know I will definitely have enough to finish the single crochet row with a good tail to weave in as well. I finished it, I got it done, and I had a lot extra than I thought I would, so I will be cutting off 5 inches. Well, this looks like 6, but this scarf done. I didn't think I would actually like the colorway, but it looks pretty good. It's okay.
So I know this looks really, really bad, but hear me out. We did a lot. We got a lot done. These are a lot of earwormer tubes. So let me tell you what happened while I sit here and try to untangle this mess.
I started following a tutorial on how to make just a basic beanie from the center down. She started with like a chain 5 and 12 double crochet. So it's just 12 double crochet into a magic ring, increase each row like you would regularly increase. There was an extra row that she did in her pattern, and I was like, this is turning out way too big, so I just took out that row, and now we're here. Okay, we have gotten this far. It fits very well just over the ears. I still have this much yarn left. I'm thinking that I want to make just a little, it's not a rim, it's a brim with a B, brim. I want to make a little brim with forward and back post double crochets, or front and back post double crochets. And yeah, I think I have enough yarn to do a couple rows. I think I want to turn my work so that when it flips up, you're seeing the front side of the double crochet instead of the back side, because there is a difference, but it doesn't really matter. I like both looks of the front and the back of my double crochets. The front does look a little thicker. I'm gonna turn my work. I finished both of the hats. This one turned out really good. I did have to unslip stitch the hat here and take out 2 of the rows just so that I could finish this one, and I had enough for the brim because the brim is 3 inches on this one. I'm just gonna give both of these hats to my uncle. I've used every single last bit of the puzzle yarn that I bought. Like, the most yarn that I have from 3 skeins that I have is this length. The rest of the stuff I have is this. Super happy with these. I'm going to be giving both of them to him just so he has variety. I forgot to tell you guys that I started the other scarf. And I believe I said earlier the weights of each of the skeins. One is 283 and one is 198, but I weighed both of them. 283 on the dot and 200 to 201 grams for the other one. And I have never doubled up weight for yarn. Oh no, I messed up last row. I like the color coming out so far. It is very stiff and it feels very, very thick. So this is probably gonna have to be washed a couple times before it gets nice and soft. I think I'm gonna stick with a number 3 yarn when it comes to doubling up for scarves. Either that or a 3 and a 4 or just plain old 5. Because it was very nice working up the scarves and the hats with the bulky yarn. It did feel a bit thick, and this feels really thick too, but it was pretty nice working with it. It didn't split like at all. So here's what it's starting to look like. It's basically the same color as the solid yarn, and then it works up to a yellowish orange to a warm brown, a darker brown, back to warm brown, and it's gonna do the reverse. Fuck was that? That was really loud. Did you guys hear that? Oh my goodness. So it started to rain a couple minutes ago. I want to say probably 10 minutes ago. And my mom was walking out to go to work. She works 3rd shift, and she called me and she goes, "Your cat's under your car crying because it's raining." And I'm like, "Oh, I'll call for him." Yeah, I called for him. I opened the door and I called for him, but he just stayed under there. I had to walk out a couple feet, and then he started meowing at me. And I was like, "Come here." So I had to pick him up and carry him inside. I don't think I've showed you this cat yet. His name's Cheese. Cheesy Wheezy. Cheeser Weezer. Shithead. Look at this. This right here is so satisfying. Like, it does the gradient, the whole thing. Light, dark, light, all the way through. I would love to stop right here. I mean, it is 5.5 feet long, maybe 6 feet long. But I don't think it's long enough. Like, it would really need to stretch and loosen up. Kind of wish that it would have started and ended on a dark end. I might just have to make it extra long and end on the next white part. That would be another this long. It's only 73 stitches right now. Let me count from there up and see how long it would be. 4, 5. That would be 105 rows. The other scarf I have is 100 rows. That's with a 3 weight. It's a lightweight. I finished the scarf, but I did end on the brown and that mix. But, I don't know why I said but, that's the wrong conjunction. And I want to say, what was it? I think 72 grams left of the stripe. I have enough to make an ear warmer. It's going to be a little bit weird looking, but I'll make a matching ear warmer to go with it. I'll probably sell it as a set. And then I have 11 or 12 grams left of this beige buff. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I'm gonna make an ear warmer and then see how much yarn I have left from there. Finished the ear warmer, and like, look how perfectly that this worked out. It's super cute. I told my mom I would use all of that yarn in 2 days, it's been, I want to say, a little over 48 hours maybe, or exactly 48 hours, or less than 48 hours. I don't remember when I started this. Anyway, basically 2 days. I used all of the yarn. All that I have left from the number 4 weight acrylic are these. Both of them are 11 grams each. How did that happen? Because they were both 2 different yardages. One was 10 ounces, one was 7 ounces. I have 22 ounces, or ounces, no, that's not ounces, 22 grams left of both of these, which is enough to make a can koozie. So I'm gonna do that to use up the rest of this. And then I did also have a tiny bit left, the tiniest bit left of the 3 weight yarn, but I have nothing to use this with, so this is just gonna go into a scrap bag until I can make a 3 weight scrap something. I don't have much 3 weight yarn because I just now started mostly using 3 weight yarn. Anywho, it is 11:42 p.m. I'm gonna make this can koozie, and then I guess I'm gonna find something to work on because I don't have anything else to work on. I'll be back in the morning to show you everything in the daylight. Alrighty, so it is the next evening, not morning. I am a slacker. Not really. I crocheted probably almost 10 scrunchies. Actually, I'm starting on number 10. And I made a Instagram reel, short, TikTok. It's literally the same video, posted on all 3 platforms. But here I am to show you all of the finished products, things that I made for throughout. This wasn't even a week, was it? I don't know. All the scarves that I've made, and like winter wear that I have made in the past little bit. The first thing that I made was this scarf for my uncle. Nice and cool looking, stripy. It is like the perfect fit. Gorgeous. And then there are 2 matching hats for it. So there's this one with the thingy, you already saw it, and the plain ribbed one. So these are going to get put into a box until the end of the year and hidden away. This is the second scarf that I made from the puzzle yarn. Pretty cool looking. This one I made a little bit wider, but it's also very stretchy, so it's a little bit shorter, but it's wider and just as soft. And I made it with 1 whole skein of the puzzle yarn. You can even just have it like this. Let's see, can we do the, I know people like to do this. Oh, yep, okay, that looks great. This is like perfect scarf. And I believe it is probably 6 feet because I'm 5.5 feet, and it is draping through my whole arm span. So I will have to take pictures of this eventually and put it up on my website, or I might save it and I might give it to my aunt for Christmas. I don't know. I will definitely be buying more of this puzzle yarn to make scarves though, because it's very soft and it's actually quite warm. The next scarf that I made is this Lion Brand rainbow one. This is the length of it folded in half. So this is like an 8-foot scarf. Oh my gosh. This one you can wrap around twice. This one, oh my gosh. I will probably also be buying doubles of the Lion Brand yarn. I look kind of weird because my hair is not out and this is not. Another thing you can do with the scarf is wear it like this. You could do that, or you could have it more centered, so you have it wrapped around just once, or you could wrap around both. There's endless possibilities just because this scarf is so long. I don't normally wear scarves, so I don't know all of the ways that you can fold it or wear it, but this is just perfect. Oversized, it's bulky, it's chunky, it's huge, it's cute, it's rainbow. Now, this next scarf, I made it with the the worsted weight yarn, and I doubled it up like how Passionate Kelsey does in her videos. I mean, it drapes okay. It's probably 7 foot long. It feels a little stiff, and I don't know if that's because I used Red Heart or if it's because the yarn is too thick. I don't know if I just need to stick with weight 3. I probably will do that just because I like it. But again, with this one, it is a good length to wrap around and leave like that. And I did have enough of this yarn left over because I thought I would be able to make 2 scarves out of the 2 skeins that I doubled up, but I wasn't able to. But with what was left over, I was able to make this ear warmer that matches. I am going to sell this as a set And then a can koozie. I'm gonna keep this for myself just because. But yeah, I'm a silly goose. I completely forgot that I had this scarf as well. This one is also probably a 7-foot scarf. I showed you guys earlier in the video. Looks like crab meat. It's a weight 3 yarn. It drapes beautifully. It's just so pretty. I look really freaking weird wearing a scarf in July. It's the 31st. And that is going to conclude this video. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Comment if you feel like it, and subscribe for new videos every Monday.